Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you some startup business ideas. I'm going to show you how you can create a home business, working from home, delivering awesome value, creating money from things that you feel passionate about. This is how to become an entrepreneur. I'm going to give you lots of startup ideas today. In fact, what we're going to do is map out the entire journey for you. I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. I'm going to show you the entire process that will allow you to launch a successful startup. I'm going to show you exactly what's involved in it. So today you will learn how to, let me get the pen ready. So you will learn how to get lots of business startup ideas. You're going to learn how to stop promoting the wrong offers. I know a lot of you guys out there are promoting products and it's not working. I'm going to talk about that in a bit of detail so you can stop wasting your time on things that are not working for you. I'm going to show you how to get into the right mindset for long-term success. There's a way of looking at business that I'm going to show you. And when you understand the process, the actual secret mechanics behind it, it's going to change everything for you. It's going to change how you look at not just your business, but everyone else's business. It's going to be one of those big aha moments for you. I'm going to show you how you can provide value to your market. You need that. If you don't provide value, you don't build trust. People don't buy from people they don't trust. So you need people to trust you if you want to make money on the internet. If you want your startup business to work, you need to build trust. We do that through delivering value to your market, which will ultimately allow you to profit from your passion. And that's the whole thing that Profit Copilot is all about. The tagline is profit from your passion, because we don't look at, make money ideas just for the sake of making money. It's how we make money. That's really important. We need to feel it. There's a reason why we need that passion. I'm going to get into it in a few minutes. But let's have a little warning first, because I know some of you guys have got the wrong expectations. Listen, there are no shortcuts to success. There's that famous saying, nothing worth having ever came easy. It's true. So if you're not prepared to put in the work, you got to rethink a few things. So if you're looking to get rich quick or not prepared to put in the work, turn back now. If that's you, if you do want that get rich quick nonsense, despite what lots of gurus are willing to sell you, believe me that what you're looking for does not work. It doesn't exist. If you're looking for that get rich quick, that special button that's going to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars for very little work, turn back now. It doesn't exist. So stick with the day job. Entrepreneurship is not for you. So who is this for? Well, this is for newbies. It's the whole system that I've got for you works really well, no matter what level you're at. If you're starting from scratch for the first time, don't worry, this is going to be great for you. Or if you're an existing entrepreneur, maybe you have existing businesses and you want to adapt, modify them, make them stronger, this is going to work for you too. If you're already creating content, maybe you're a blogger or a podcaster, or you create videos, this works really well for you too. Maybe you're promoting affiliate offers. That's cool too, because this all fits in with that as well. And if you're a product vendor, so maybe you're selling e-com, or you're creating digital products, training courses, that kind of thing, this system is going to work for you too. Or maybe you're a coach or a mentor and you just want to take things to the next level. You want an extra revenue stream. This is for you too. But we both know, you and I both know, that there's a lot of charlatans and sharks out there on the internet making all kinds of sketchy claims. So why should you listen to me anyway? What separates me from everyone else? Well, I have successfully failed the Chamber of Commerce business course twice. I started that in the mid to late 90s. I went on the course once, failed, went on it again, failed again. A long time ago now. But through my journey, I have found exactly what does not work. I know what doesn't work, which means I do know what does work. Because I've been doing digital marketing since 1998. I became full-time self-employed with my own website in 2004, and I grew that hobby site to 4 million hits a month. So when it comes to generating traffic and putting all the pieces together to build a successful website, I know what I'm doing. And I have the track record, the proven track record to demonstrate that. So here's what I'm going to show you today. So you're going to learn the secret to a successful online business. My thing is online business. When it comes to offline business, I haven't got a clue. I failed the course twice for offline business, but online business on the internet, that's really where I excel. That's what I can help you with. So if you're interested in an online business, you're in the right place. I'm going to show you how to find the right niche for you and only for you. This is really important because there are lots of those gurus telling you what niche to get into. They're telling you the niche that is right for them. They're saying to you, promote this product, promote this offer, get involved in this business. The only person who really benefits from that kind of setup is the person making the recommendation, the person telling you to promote their product. Who benefits? It's them. You're building their business and not yours. So if you're involved in promoting some guru's course because they told you to promote it, they said this is a good way to make revenue, that might be true in the short term, but long term, you're not going to build a successful business from that. Sure, the guru is going to see all the profit. They're going to have a massive buyer's list that they can tap into while you don't have anything apart from a relatively small commission that's going to make you look good today, but tomorrow and the next week and next month and next year, you're not going to have much to show for that hard work. So I'm going to show you how to find the right niche for you so it benefits you and not some guru or multi-level marketing scheme. Now I'm going to show you how you already have an audience, you already have traffic. Of course, we need to scale it, we need to grow it, but you have more skills and assets at your disposal than you actually realize. A lot of people come to me and they say, I don't have anything. I'm starting completely from scratch. And when I look at it, practically every single person that I've worked with, all my students, and I look at what they're doing, what they have, everyone is further along than they realize. They have got more potential, more resources and assets than they give themselves credit for. So I'm going to show you how to realize that today. Then I'm going to show you ways to build trust with that audience because they need to trust you. If you don't have that trust, then you're not going to make money. So you're going to learn how to make money from building that trust. So that's today's plan. There's a lot to get through. This is going to be a really in-depth training session, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's go to the digital whiteboard. Let's map this out so you can get started. Let's go now. Okay, so here we are at the digital whiteboard, and I've already drawn on a little chart to save some time. So here we have money on the left hand side, and at the bottom we have trust. So this is how things work on the internet. The more trust you have, the more money you make. So it's really that simple. So your aim, what you have to do is get over here. So you have to build as much trust as you can to make the most money, to make as much money as possible. So how do you do that? It's a very simple, elegant way of describing it, but it's very true. Because let's think about it a second. If you don't have any trust, you're going to be over at this end. Hang on, let me show you. So you're going to be here. You have low trust, you make low money. Think about it. Think about the spectrum of this. So over here at this end, we have things like get rich quick, and we have multi-level marketing, that kind of stuff. Over here at this end of the spectrum, right up here, we have things like coaching. We have mentorship. We have courses, online courses. And I can't draw on the whiteboard today. That's supposed to be a C. So these are supposed to be letters. So we've got coaching, mentorship, courses. We've got Kindle books. So let's draw on a K. So that's at this end of the spectrum. We've also got blog posts, podcasts. We've got videos, YouTube, kind of thing. So all this stuff exists at the high end of the spectrum, and at the low end we've got the nonsense, the get rich quick stuff that doesn't really add value, and the multi-level marketing stuff that ropes people in and gets them, wasting their money. But over here we're delivering value. So let's go ahead and figure out how we can add value to your audience. But before we do that, before I map that out for you, I want you to be aware of something else. So here is another chart. This is called the dip. This is the process that you have to be aware of before you start any project, before you build any website, before you do anything. This is the results versus effort reward system. So if someone explained this to me ages ago, it would have saved me so much time and probably money too. So that's why I'm sharing this with you today. I talk about this fairly often on these videos because this is so important. So you might be familiar with this process, but it's probably going to do you good to get a reminder too. So here we have the results versus effort. When you start any new project, your expectations are here, and you expect to get good results as you put in effort. What tends to happen is you're putting in effort, but you're not getting the results you expect. And this continues to decline. So you're not getting results. You're not seeing anything for the hard work you're putting in. And this kind of sucks, right? It makes people feel really lousy. So at this point, people start feeling confused. Let's draw on a C. If the thing will work for me. So let's draw on a C. So they feel confused. They get frustrated. So let's put on an F for frustrated. Here, when they reach the bottom of the dip, they want to quit. So let's put on a Q for that. So they get confused, frustrated, and they quit. And then what happens? They choose a new project. They find something else to get involved with. They buy the next course or whatever it is, and then they start the cycle all over again. They put in the effort, they don't get the results, they think this doesn't work, I'm going to quit. You've probably been through that cycle multiple times already. It's time to stop. How do you stop? You push through the dip. So, the journey eventually, when you've put in enough effort, you begin to slowly see results. And the more effort you put in over time, the more results you get. And then it begins to snowball. And you'll notice that the amount of results you get becomes shorter in comparison to the effort you put in. So the results start to climb dramatically when it's compared to the amount of effort you put in initially. And this period while you're in the dip, this period, it can be a few days, it can be a few weeks, it can be a few months. I would say the maximum amount of period that this is going to take is 2 years. And that is really at the extreme end of the scale. I think if you're not seeing results after 2 years, then something is seriously wrong. But luckily, I'm going to show you in this training session today how to avoid that. So you know that when you push through the dip, you know it's going to end in a really good place, even though it might not feel like it here. During this period, when it feels like you're not getting anything in return for your effort, you got to have faith in the system that everyone goes through this. For me, this this period really took me, the first time I went through this, it took me about 3 years. And that is because I really didn't have that much of a clue what I was doing. I was failing over and over and over again. But when it came to Profit Copilot, when I decided to teach all the stuff that I'd learned over 20 years or however long it's been, this dip period for Profit Copilot was about 8 months. So that might sound like a lot, but think about the niche Profit Copilot is involved in. It's the most competitive niche on the planet, pretty much. If you're entering into the digital marketing arena, it's difficult. It's one of the most difficult things to do, to build a business in digital marketing, because the competition is so high, it's so fierce, and there's so much, sludge and crap and charlatans and bad guys around. So it is really difficult. Now I'm going to show you how to build a business that is not inside digital marketing, something that is based on your passions. For me, marketing is my passion because I've been doing it for so long. I actually figured out I enjoyed the marketing aspect more than the hobby stuff. I built my first hobby site in 2004, went full-time self-employed with it, and I realized over the journey that it was actually the marketing I was really into. So that's why I've done Profit Copilot. But that process here, that dip, still took 8 months before I started to see any results. So you can expect to go through a similar journey, but probably not 8 months. I would say you're gonna, if you're outside digital marketing, somewhere between 3 and 6 months, I think is a reasonable amount of time for this dip period to happen. And then when you push through it, you put more effort in, you get more results, and then you end up here, higher than you ever thought possible. So that's the process. That's the mindset to get into. Once you realize this, it's probably going to change how you view yourself, how you view your own effort, your own results, and other people's businesses. Okay, so with that in mind, how do we find out where you're going to start? Where do you go from? Was your absolute ground zero moment? Well, it's going to be choosing the right niche. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So to find the right niche, we need 3 things. The first thing is your skills. So I want you to make a list of all the things you're good at. So think about your career, things that you've done in the past, things that you do for fun, the hobbies you've got. Think about all the skills you have. Think about the times you've given people advice. If there's one thing that people tend to come to you and ask you about, what is it? What's that thing that they ask for your advice about? For me, it's obviously marketing and internet stuff and websites and all that, and sales copy. It's what people ask me about. So make a list. Think about what's relevant for you. What do people ask you about? Think about the things that you have experience with. Once you have a list of your skills, I want you to write down a list of your passions, the things you enjoy doing. Think about when you're at dinner or you're out for drinks with friends and family, and what are the topics you love to divert the conversation towards? That's your passion. Think about the books you read. Go through your internet history. Have a look at the blogs you've been looking at, the YouTube videos you've been consuming outside of the digital marketing niche, because of course you're gonna think, well, digital marketing because I'm interested in marketing. Think beyond that. Think outside of that, because digital marketing is a very difficult niche, and I want to make things as easy as possible for you. Things are difficult enough as they are, so let's make life easy on yourself. So choose something that you have genuine, real passion for. Make a list of that, and then when you have that list together, what we need to do is find the demand on those skills and those passions. So at some point you're going to have things overlap. So where your passion and your skill overlap, see if there's a demand for that topic, for that thing. How do you find out if there's a demand for it? Let me show you. Okay, this is a list from one of my students, Carl, who's having trouble getting started, and really he is the inspiration for today's lesson. So you can thank Carl for the information I'm sharing today, because it really comes down to my desire to help my students as best I can, and I figured that this is the best way for me to help Carl today. So he's having trouble figuring out where to get started. So I asked him what his hobbies are, what he enjoys doing, and he sent me an amazing list. So Carl plays fantasy football. He was a linebacker guard in football. He was a state wrestling champion. He's a competent musician. He plays bass guitar, lead singer, rock, country, western, rhythm and blues, jazz, standard, bossa nova. He's played in nightclubs and had 500 tables. I mean, this is a guy with amazing skills. And unfortunately, Carl came into this online business thing with maybe he had been misled down the wrong path into promoting products that were not going to benefit him or build his business. He has been spending time building someone else's business. And that is such a crying shame, because I want Carl and all my students and all my YouTube subscribers and podcast listeners, I want everyone to build their own highly valuable assets that they own and control instead of building someone else's business. So I went through things with Carl. Turns out, look at all this. Notice something here. So he can teach this. So on your list, what I want you to do is look at the things you're good at, find your passions, and think about the educational aspect of those topics. So let's say with Carl, now I know nothing about football, I know nothing about wrestling, but guitar, yeah, I know a thing or two about playing guitar, so let's use that as an example. So if I were Carl, I would go for playing guitar. So how do we decide if there's a demand for that? Okay, this is how you do it. We go to google.com. We can use a keyword research tool. We can use Ahrefs, SEMrush, that kind of thing. If you don't want to invest $99 a month or whatever, type in keywords everywhere. Keywords Everywhere is a free tool that you can use to install on Chrome, and it also works for Firefox. Pretty good. So install it for Chrome. I've already done it. And there you can see I've typed in keywords everywhere, and it's told me the search volume, the monthly search volume for that key phrase. So that's what you want to see. That's what you want from keywords everywhere. So if I were Carl, I would type in something like guitar lessons, because it's educational, and then we see the search volume. So there, 74,000 people are searching for guitar lessons every month. So that looks like it's a niche with a really decent search volume. Of course, we're not going to just target 74,000 people a month. You know, we need to bring the search volume down a little bit. I've got more in-depth tutorials for you on YouTube to teach you how to do that, how to really zero in on the right search volume. So if I remember, I'm going to put a little link to the videos there for you, or in the comments below if I remember. If I forget, let me know in the comments. So we use keywords everywhere to verify that there are people searching for educational content from your list of skills and passions. And then we go to the Amazons and we type in your topic idea, your niche idea, guitar lessons. Let's go guitar lessons. And here we want to search books. Because this is educational content, we want to stick with educational stuff. And there you can see that books are being written and sold in this niche. Have a look at the number of comments on books. There you can see these are thriving. So there you can see lots of people commenting, reviewing these books. So there it tells you it's a pretty big market, and that's what we want to see. We want to see a demand for that type of content. So once we know that this niche has been validated and there's a demand for that type of information, for your skills, your passion, we know there's a demand. What's the next step? We need to map out a customer journey. Let me show you how to do that now. So, what I want you to do is get a piece of paper. I want you to draw a line right across the middle. On one end, mark off a little notch at the beginning and then another notch at the end. So at the start, I want you to write problem. So P for problem. And then at the other end, I want you to write S for solution. So this is the customer journey. So at the beginning, we need to identify what your potential customers are in need of. So what problems are they facing? So for Carl with guitar lessons, maybe his audience or potential audience needs to get with the absolute basics of learning a chord, the very first chord, which could be E minor. So because it's only 2 fingers on 2 strings, it's a pretty easy chord. So maybe he could teach people how to play their first chord and then go from there. So on this first piece of what is effectively content, and everything starts with content. And people are afraid of creating content because they think it's going to take hours to produce. It's not. You can create awesome content really quickly. A really fast way of, if you don't want to create video content or podcasts, that's fine. A good technique to create articles is to just record yourself speaking to the computer. You're not going to publish this, but just record yourself speaking for about 15-20 minutes. And then you have that audio file. You send that to rev.com or somewhere else, or maybe even Fiverr, and you have that transcribed into an article. And then you pass it to an editor, ask them to tidy it up, remove all the ums and the ahs and the awkward silences and that kind of thing. And there you have an article. Takes, you can have an article up and done by tomorrow. So think about the needs, the problems that your audience are facing. So for Carl, they might want to learn how to play E minor. So just let's write basic, that's a B, basic chords. So teach people how to get the first basic chord. And then you think about what's next. Once they know a few basic chords, they might need to learn how to structure it in a song. So then you would teach them the arrangement. So let's give it an A. And then you move on to the next problem, which could be, let's see, maybe it's how to tune a guitar. So put on a T for tune guitar. And then you would walk people through, your audience through all the problems that they need or the need to overcome until they arrive at a solution, at an end point where they feel competent, like they have achieved something. In fact, you can actually do that with every piece of content you make here. So, teaching a basic chord, you could have content that walks them through that, but here you could have another set of smaller problems that you help them overcome that ends in a solution here. And this point, let me add on green. This point here could be a product that you promote. Same here, could be a product that you promote. So you're giving value, you're building trust, you're helping people to solve a problem, and then you're making a recommendation of a product that they can purchase to further their education. And that product can be something that you've made, it can be something that someone else has made. It doesn't really matter. As long as you earn a commission on that sale, it's all good. But you have to make sure that you know what you're talking about at least a little bit. You don't have to be an expert, you just have to be a few steps ahead of the people you want to help. And that's the key to this. You want to be able to help people. And in order to do that effectively, you have to have at least a passion for what you're doing. You have to be involved in it. You have to be willing and able to talk about it with someone for an extended period of time, because you have that passion. And that will resonate with your potential audience. So that's it. That's how you map out a customer journey that ends in profit. Let me show you another way of looking at it. So this is one potential funnel that you can build. So you have your educational content here. You're promoting it on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Reddit, wherever. You're sending traffic to that educational content. So you're delivering value, you're building trust, and then you're asking people to subscribe to your email list so they can continue their education. And then you promote more offers to them in addition to adding value. So you continue delivering value, continue building goodwill and trust. That's such an important aspect of what we do. We have to build goodwill and trust to make this work. Otherwise, we won't make any money. And then, because people trust us, they trust the recommendations and suggestions we make about products that they can purchase. And then you continue this for as many days as you like. And the great thing is you can automate this entire process. So that's the strategy. Let me show you another way of looking at it. So this is the big picture overview of the strategy. So your niche is where your skills, passion, and demand all overlap. Then you map out the needs, the journey and the needs of your audience or your potential audience. So you create content that addresses those needs, and then you suggest useful products that will help them further. And that's it. It's that simple. If you stick with this, you just stay with this formula, you're going to be fine. You're going to succeed. Remember to push through the dip. Use this to push through the dip. Remember that if you stray from this and you try to overcomplicate things, you could potentially end in disaster. But stick with this. This is what has been proven to work since the 90s. So where do you go from here? Well, you're going to need traffic, right? So I'm going to give you some more free training. When you go to profitcopilot.com/traffic, grab that. I'm going to show you how to get targeted traffic to your website, to your offers, wherever you want to send that traffic. When you go to profitcopilot.com/traffic. And if you found this useful, give it a thumbs up below. Subscribe to the channel too. Hit that little notification bell so you get notified of my next video and you never miss another update from me, which is probably going to be in a couple of days' time. So thank you for checking this out. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found immense value from this today, and I look forward to seeing you again in a couple of days' time. Take care.